everyone, welcome to Vlogmas episode 15. We are 10 days away from Christmas. Yes, so excited. It's going to be a really good one this year. We're doing Vlogmas with a twist on this channel. We are doing a Disney tip per day for traveling to Disney parks around the world. So from December 1st to December 25th, a new tip every single day. And today we are talking about the best times of the year to go to Walt Disney World. So let's go. So I've got a little caveat here, and hopefully it's going to be useful to some people. I'm going to be talking about the best times of the year to go to Walt Disney World generally, but I'm also going to be talking about the best times of the year to go to Walt Disney World for UK school holidays. So I know this is a little bit specific, but there's loads and loads of people that want to go to Walt Disney World who either have kids, are teenagers, or people at university or college who would still have to stick within the school holidays, or maybe you're an adult and you work in a school or a university or a college. So loads and loads of people have the restriction that they can only travel within school holidays. So I'm going to try and be super helpful for you guys. Let's start with some general tips. Florida is super hot, and it's even hotter during the summer. You will see that in my Walt Disney World vlogs last year, we were dripping a lot of the time. It is very, very hot. If you're not so used to that really, really hot, humid weather, it might be quite difficult for you. But there are some good reasons to go in that time, especially if you have the school restriction, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Most people would talk about the best time to go in the year, list two standouty months, sort of seasons of the year to go. The first one is May. May is apparently a really good time to go to Walt Disney World. So first of all, kids tend to be in schools. If you want a quieter time, that's a good time to go. Also, the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival is on, which is a very nice thing to experience. Thirdly, the weather is supposed to be fantastic in May. It's hot, but not too humid. It's very much like Japan. Japan's a bit like this, but it's hot, but it's not too humid. You will be sticky, you will be hot sometimes, but it's just not as bad as the full-on summer. And it's the parks are open late. There's no restrictions on closing hours, so generally you can have a very nice relaxing time. This is Charlotte Ruff's favourite time to go to Walt Disney World is always May, and she's not the only person that I've heard say it. The other really popular time to go is October, so October-November time frame. First of all, you get a couple of good parties if you go in the October-November time frame. You can hit, if you go at the end of October and the start of November, you can hit Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party and the Very Merry Christmas party as well. That's the one I've not been to. But you can go to both parties if you go the last week of October and the first week of November. It's very, very well planned. Also, the weather's a bit cooler. You're still not going to be walking around in a jumper, but the weather is a lot cooler. Also, the Epcot Food and Wine Festival is on. They start with the same letter, Flower and Garden. Food and wine. The Epcot Food and Wine Festival is on. So if you're partial to a bit of wine and some delicious food, that's a cool thing to experience at that time as well. Now, I did say that I was going to do some stuff with people with kids in schools, work in schools, or have some connection with schools, and that bit we're going to do right now. Now, I know that I said that May and October are fantastic times to go, but kids in the UK only get a week off at May and they only get a week off October. And most people that are going to do a holiday in Walt Disney World probably want to do a 2-weeker. They probably want to spend 10 days, 2 weeks, something like that out there. So it's a long way to fly for a shorter amount of time. So that kind of knocks May and October out for you. So I know that, I get it. So what are your choices? Well, for UK school holidays, you've got 3 other choices. You've got Christmas, you've got Easter, and you've got that dreaded summer when it's really, really hot. Now, given what I said earlier, you'd probably think that I would recommend that to not go in summer, but actually I am not going to do that. I've been to Walt Disney World at Christmas, and I've been in summer, and summer was a much more positive experience. And the reason is actually pretty mathematical. Don't turn off, this is not going to be that boring. The reason why it's a little bit mathematical is because at Christmas, the whole country only has 2 weeks off. That's it. Generally, most schools will only have 2 weeks off over Christmas, so everybody would travel in those 2 weeks, which means somewhere after December 21st, Disney World gets really, really busy because everybody goes in that time. It's the same for Easter, actually. Easter's probably a little bit better than Christmas, but everybody will flood to the parks during the Easter break. Because that's, again, the only times that they have off. Schools tend to not quite overlap so well at Easter, so it might be a little bit better at Easter than it is at at Christmas time, so it might bump Easter up the list for me more than Christmas. Christmas is a beautiful time to spend in the parks, but when there's that many people around, it can get really quite stressful. So that leaves us with summer. Now, I've been to Walt Disney World at the beginning of the summer vacation in the UK, which starts late July, sort of sometime around 24th of July, 21st July, it will start about that time. And I've been at the end of the summer, and I found something really interesting happens. At the beginning of the summer, lots of people go. I think people are so desperate for their vacation because school's out, you're ready to go, you're ready for the heat, you're ready for the fun, you're ready to relax, and you want to go on your vacation right now. So during those first few weeks, end of July, start of August, it's really, really busy. But towards the end of the summer holidays, something quite different happens. Because so many people take their vacations at the end of July and start of August, you've got less people from the UK that are coming at the end of August and the start of September. The other thing is what a lot of us don't realise, is that a lot of the American schools, now Americans, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's a lot of the American schools, I don't think it's all of them, but I think a lot of schools in America, in the US, go back to school mid-August or late August. So if you plan your vacation towards the end of August and the start of September, which is still UK school holidays time, you get a much quieter park experience because all of the families from the US would have had to have gone back home already because their school starts earlier than ours. So this was a short tip today, but just quickly to wrap it up, if you can choose, October, November and May time seem to be a really perfect time to go and visit the parks, especially making use of the time when the parks are a little bit quieter. But if you do have school restrictions for any reason, my favourite time of the year to go is at the end of the UK summer break, and as a second option, the Easter break. I think that might be a little bit better than choosing to go at Christmas, but you know, seeing Walt Disney World at Christmas would be fantastic. So yeah, I guess you pick your battles. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this. I will see you all for Vlogmas episode 16, and yeah, that's it. Okay, bye.